Hi guys, so I'm going to read Strange Tales number 112. So this is the first appearance of the villain called the Eel. But I'm too late to stop the eel. The atomic explosion will occur in less than 1 second. See the Human Torch on the brink of doom as he battles the living bomb. Also in this epic tale, another great guest appearance of the fabulous Fantastic Four. One sunny afternoon, as a blazing form hurtles through the sky towards Glenville. Capturing that mob of smugglers was a cinch. Now to swoop low over the jam-packed section of Glenville and give the local gentry a big fat thrill. Man, will the chicks' hearts go pit-a-pat when they see their favorite flame, namely me. Human Torch faces the threat of the living bomb. Story, plot Stan Lee, script Joe Carter, art Dick Ayers, lettering S. Rosen. Say, how come no admiring waves or cheers as usual? If I didn't know any better, I think everyone was sore at me. But that's impossible. What in blazes is going on here? Has the town gone nuts? Oh, I get it. The novelty of seeing me flying around overhead this way must be wearing off. Well, it's super thrills they want. That's what they'll get. By golly. Seconds later. Not bad. My personal autograph written in letters of fire. My fans ought to get a charge out of that. Hey, nobody still seems to give a darn. So they want something more sensational, eh? Here's something that'll make him sit up and take notice. If anyone calls me a show-off, I'll just say I'm trying to put some life on the old town. Like so, with a swirling target of flame. And now, like a fiery arrow, I'll whiz right smack through the center. Ha! Bullseye! Holy Hannah. Still no cheers. Boy, this is one day I should have stood in bed. Finally, zipping repeatedly up and down the sky at a fantastic pace, as he flashes along, the flaming firebrand creates one of the most astonishing sights this world has ever seen. There, a blazing version of Niagara Falls. Ah, they're watching now. But instead of applause, I'm getting dirty looks. I better fly home and see if Sue can tell me what it's all about. A few minutes later, as he greets his sister. Johnny Storm, careful of my new drapes. Hey, sis. What gives with our friendly neighbors in this burg? They all act like I gave them a hot foot. And there's talking about, so Susan Storm's obviously a member of the Fantastic Four, Invisible Girl, Invisible Woman. So there's your answer. TV commentator Ted Braddock has been panning you all day. Thanks to a flood of phone calls from aroused listeners, I'll continue to expose the Human Torch as the glory-hungry nuisance he is. This swell-headed teenager has been flaunting his ridiculous flaming power around town as though he's better than we normal citizens. Holy cats! Did you hear that, Sue? It's complimentary compared to the other things he's been saying. The Torch makes a mockery of law and order by deliberately springing fantastic razzle-dazzle feats to make him appear more glamorous than the police. He's undermining our citizens' respect for courageous law officers. Policemen put their lives on the line when they battle ruthless criminals. Unlike the Torch, police officers can't hide behind the freak protection of a shield of flame. The Torch is interested only in the spotlight, has no real sense of responsibility. He's a grandstanding kid who... Ding dong. That's a lie. Someone's at the door. Sue returns minutes later with the police chief of Glenville. Johnny, I wanted you to know that the police appreciate your help. We don't agree with Braddock, but he's turning the public against you. Thanks, Chief. I'm going to tell that loudmouth off. As Johnny races to his hot rod. Now control your temper, Johnny. Remember, Johnny, he's got a lot of influence. Take it easy. Sure, I'll play it cool with that crumb Braddock. Shortly at the TV studio. It seems Johnny Storm, alias the Torch, has interrupted our telegraph cast to defend his reputation. Go ahead, Firebrand. Tell us why a mere teenager like you thinks he's better than our police department. Be glad to, fella. I can't see it won't be easy to keep calm with this character. Mr. Braddock, you got me all wrong. I just want to help the law and... Bunk! Just a while ago, you staged a show over at Glenville to impress everyone. Well, we're fed up with your corny tricks here. For gosh sakes, just 'cause I wanted to give folks a little entertainment doesn't mean I'm a publicity hog. Doggone it. Oh, my temper got out of control, and I flamed on involuntarily. With that fiery disposition of yours, you're a menace to society. Get out of this studio before I have the janitor turn a hose on you. And the typical reaction in homes throughout the land. The Torch's attitude towards Mr. Braddock, his elder, is shockingly disrespectful. I always thought Torch was sweet, but now he reminds me of a spoiled brat. I could kick myself for flaring up like that. Is Braddock right? Am I a hot-headed kid who's got no right to monkey around with crime fighting just 'cause a freak of chance changed me into a human torch? Gosh, I feel all mixed up. That evening, an odd-shaped helicopter descends through the night sky, then hovers beside an iron-barred window in the laboratory residence of Charles Lawson, the famous inventor. A light touch on this control button is all I need. There goes my hydraulic power ram, presto, with a gaping hole now where the iron bars were an instant ago. It's time for the eel to make his appearance. I'll enter the lab where Lawson's newest and greatest inventions are being created, and steal a choice prize. Every device he develops turns out to be worth a fortune. The alarm's ringing, but who cares? Ring, ring. Then as the mysterious intruder seizes a small case. Project X, eh? This is small enough for me to carry, so I'll... here comes Lawson himself. Aroused by the alarm, no doubt. The eel! Stop! Don't take that! But as the inventor tries to seize the eel... Your guess! Can't hold you! A greasy mixture on your outfit renders you as slippery as the creature you're named after. Return that bag, you fool! It's... Not a chance. If you want it so badly, it must be worth thousands. You must have heard of the electric eel. Just like him, when I press this electro actuator, my costume gives off an electric current strong enough to shock anyone into insensibility. But my costume protects me, of course. Returning to his strange craft, the eel flees through the enshrouding night, then causes his vehicle to alight on the roof of an aquarium on a deserted beach. My special contraption is causing metal plates to swing up into a fabricated enclosure, which will hide my plane completely. Soon, inside the aquarium, ha, my little pets, the world will be amazed to know that Leopold Strike, the aquarium's law-abiding caretaker, is none other than society's newest menace, the eel. I have spent every penny I saved from my criminal pursuits to buy my plane and other equipment, and it is proving to be well worth the cost. I forced the bag open, now to examine its contents. Some kind of miniature machine. There's a lever on the side. Shall I press it? No, I'd better not. No telling what might happen if I did. Well, even though I don't know what the gadgets are for, I must know it be worth a fortune, so I will sell it through a fence. Meanwhile, newsflash, Professor Lawson has announced the eel stole a bag containing a miniature radioactive atomic pile from him. Once the bag is opened and the device exposed to air, unless a lever is pressed down immediately, nothing can stop an atomic blast from going off 1 hour later. Among the terrified listeners throughout throughout the city is a worthy named Moxie Gahagan. That explosion could level several city blocks, atomizing everything in the area into nothingness. If the eel has opened the bag without pressing the lever and is still carrying it, he's become a living bomb. Woo! Shortly, Moxie, who happens to be the eel's fence for disposing of stolen goods, has a collar. I brought you a real beaut this time, Moxie. Hey, what's eating you? The liver. Did you put down the lever when you opened the professor's bag? No, I didn't. But how do you know who I took this from? It's on the radio. You're a living bomb.
Get out of here with that atomic pile before you blow up the whole neighborhood. The device may explode any time now.
As the eel flees into the night with the mechanism, one of the greatest manhunts in all of history begins. As the police, the army, the navy, and the Secret Service swing into action.
Find the living bomb!
Meanwhile, Johnny Storm's inner doubts are temporarily put aside as, unless the eel is found promptly, thousands may die. One thing's for sure, this is no time for me to sit around and stew. Flame on! But then, as he is contacted by the leader of the Fantastic Four, White Torch, let's make a group project of this emergency. No can do, Reed. Every second counts. I gotta find the eel now. Well, you think of like an atomic bomb. I'm pretty sure it's an atomic bomb is about to go off. Like, you think he'd try to team up with the Fantastic Four, but if something that serious is happening. But anyway, ironically, not only superheroes want to join in the hunt, but supervillains as well. Release me from this cell, Warden, and I guarantee that I, the world's greatest intellect, will find the eel quickly.
Sorry, Wizard, we have enough to worry about, without you on the loose again.
Flying to Lawson's lab residence, the Torch offers his services. I was hoping you'd come, so I prepared this transmitto device. One of its elements is so rare I doubt that I can ever build another. Note how it is absorbing the personal molecular vibrations of the eel, which registered on some of the slippery goo that came off his costume. If you flame off one of your hands and carry the transmitto in it, you'll be able to. I'm right way ahead of you, Prof. Give me that gizmo and watch me take off like the Cannonball Express. High into the sky zooms the flaming Human Torch. Then instants later, while holding the transmitto globe in a non-fiery hand and concentrating, I'll launch a tracer fireball. There it goes, with eel's body vibrations to guide it. It'll seek him out like a bloodhound of fire. The amazing fireball, Snooper, whizzes and arcs, then suddenly swoops towards a shadowy form below. Yay! I found him! It's tracked the eel down to where he's scampering like a cornered rat. Gotta swoop down and grab him. Down zooms the fiery pursuer, but unexpectedly, uh-oh, the eel's tall and skinny. A big flat lump like you can it only be
the thing, you pin-headed pipsqueak? Call out that flaming cornball before I stuff it down your throat.
Then as the startled Torch extinguishes the fireball, jeepers! I was so shocked to discover it was you, instead of the eel, that I dropped the gadget which gave the fireball the ability to trace the eel's vibrations. You fell on the transmitto like a 2-ton truck and smashed it. But why would my tracer fireball lead me to you?
Probably because I was carrying a note, or Tante note written in the eel's own handwriting. He left it at one of his crimes. The note had the eel's vibrations, I guess. After borrowing it from police headquarters, I was taking it to Reed, hoping it would help him figure out some way to lead us to the eel. But you and your cockamamie fireball burnt our only clue to a cinder. Yeah? You blazing brat? Oh, you had to come up the works. I had to pot your hot little head do for you with this.
Go play hopscotch with the Yancey Street gang. I got no time for games. I gotta deactivate that living bomb somehow. Meanwhile, on an outlying area.
There, I'm rid of the accursed atomic pile at last. It'll blow up in those lonely woods where no one will get hurt. Now to clear out fast before Lawson's infernal gadget explodes and destroys me along with it.
But as the nimble criminal wings off, the helicopter is sighted by his sharp-eyed, flaming nemesis. So, we meet at last, Eel. Quick, give me the atomic pile. There may be still time to find a place where it won't harm anyone.
I'm way ahead of you, Torch. I put it in a safe place already.
Mister, I'll believe it when I can see it. Now talk! Where is it?
I'm telling you nothing, hothead. You don't frighten the eel. Go away before I snuff you and your flames out forever.
But the Torch suddenly whizzes into a dazzling display of pyrotechnics. Here's a flaming dome for you. There's no way for you to go but down, wise guy, if you want to escape the little old heat waves.
No, not so. I've got something that'll more than even the score, Torch. Professor Lawson's aqua attractor gun. Notice how it's drawing a damp drizzle over that cloud overhead. If you flame out at this height, you'll lose your ability to fly and fall helplessly to Earth.
True. And so, as I streak off to avoid the vapor, I'll cripple your whirly-bird blades. Unhappy landings, creep. Then, as the copter plane is forced to the ground, now will you tell me where the atomic pile of ice is hidden?
I'll tell you nothing, except that you are in for another unpleasant surprise.
Suddenly, unexpectedly,
Ha! Just as I knew it would. The aqua attractor caused the underground water level to geyser up and give you a shower bath.
My flame! The water is putting it out! But flame or no flame, I can still get the info I want out of you.
Ow! Think so? You forgot my costume's electric shock capability. Have a free jolt on me, buddy boy. You'll get a charge out of it. You flamed on again. What happened now?
You outsmarted yourself. Your electric massage reactivated my molecular flames, converting me into the Torch again. Now I'll show my gratitude by melting that aqua attractor toy of yours out of existence before it gets you into more trouble.
And now, wait! Without the water-attracting weapon, I'm no match for the Human Torch, and I know it. Listen, team up with me, and we'll grab all the Earth's wealth together. Agree, and I will tell you where I hid the atomic pile.
You're whistling, Dixie. I don't bargain with crooks. Are you going to tell me what I want to know, or...
I hid it at the south side of the woods. I knew no one would get hurt there. Look, I'm removing the electron activator. I'm harmless now.
The south side. There's a veterans hospital near those woods. I'll radio headquarters and tell them to evacuate the hospital. There's not enough time for that. The atomic pile will reach critical mass any second now. Wait, I've got an idea. It might mean sacrificing my own life, but I'd rather go out in a blaze of glory than stand idly by. Those vets risk their lives while defending ours. Now it's my turn to practice their kind of guts. Atop the vet hospital, that phone call from police headquarters said the Torch will try to save us. Look, he found the atomic device. He has it.
But what can he do with it?
Uh-oh, my flame molecules indicate the atomic pile will explode a split instant from now. I've no time to dispose of the bomb. I'll have to zoom up towards the stratosphere and try to absorb all the flaming heat fury of the explosion into my own body when the superblast occurs. A mini moment afterward. Holy Hannah, look at that! The Human Torch must be using every iota of his willpower to siphon the full force of the atomic explosion into the sky with his own body. Imagine, the superheat and devastating radiation are being drawn forcibly upward. None of it is spreading sideways towards the hospital. The Torch has saved us. He's fabulous. But what about his fate? Can he survive the deadly, flaming superheat he's attracting to himself? Then high into the stratosphere, the Torch wills his body to expand into a supernova, rivaling the brilliance and power of an exploding star. And as the blinding incandescence fades and wanes, down topples the unconscious, limp form. No longer aflame, Johnny Storm plummets down towards the distant Earth. But as the self-sacrificing teenager spins dizzily downward through the somber night sky, suddenly, caught him. We arrived just in time. But is the game kid beyond help? Then, as Mr. Fantastic's elongated arm retracts, drawing an inert Johnny into a waiting Fantasticar. Quick, Sue! Speed us to my lab at once!
He looks so still. He's dying. He can't. He mustn't. My kid brother.
Don't say that, Sue. Nothing could kill that spunky little squirt.
Who am I kidding? Johnny's a goner.
Frantic minutes later, the astonishing vehicle descends onto the roof of the Baxter Building in New York, which houses the Fantastic Four's headquarters. Only one hope. A new ray I've been working on which may be able to restore half-dead cells to full vitality.
I know this, he said may. In the movies, things turned out just dandy. But this ain't no movie. If anything happens to that kid, oh, no, it can't happen. It can't. When I think of the way I used to fight with him all the time, but he always knew I was just kidding. At least I hope he did. He can't cash in without knowing how I really feel about him. If only I could help. But what's good of my strength now?
And then the long, torturous wait begins.
Well, what do you think, Reed? Is the ray doing Johnny any good? He looks so helpless.
Come on, Johnny boy, you can do it. You got to do it, you hear? Don't let go, kid. It's your greatest fight. You've got to win it.
In Glenville, TV commentator Braddock has received permission to interrupt a scheduled broadcast.
Listeners, by now all of you know how the Torch risked his life to save the Veterans Hospital. What you don't know is that my son Dan is a patient there. Dan was rescued from death by the Human Torch. I was just a stubborn, opinionated bigot. I misjudged the Torch, said things against him which I'll always regret. A glory-mad kid, I called him. Well, they were just prejudiced words of a bitter fool who envied Johnny Storm's spunk and mighty powers. I realize now that though today's teenagers may be uninhibited as they were in my generation, the whole world is different now, and today's kids are as fine as ever. What I'm trying to say is, I apologize. A newsflash just came in. No, the bulletin says that the Fantastic Four's desperate attempt to save the Torch seems hopeless. He's failing fast. His life is hanging by just a thread.
Throughout the nation, the people grieve.
It can't be true.
There's no one in the blue coat in the entire police force who isn't broken up over this. We love that kid. A great loss not only to the Fantastic Four, but to all of us. But as for the underworld,
the Human Torch dying? Bah, my only regret is that I can't claim the credit. 1 down, 3 to go. Now if you can let's just get rid of the other members of the FF.
But then a final bulletin is issued.
Wait. Wonderful news just arrived, folks. Direct from FF headquarters. Reed Richards' ray has proven to be effective. The Torch is recovering. He's gaining strength. He'll live. The Human Torch will live.
Minutes later, the nation goes wild in a spontaneous demonstration of happiness and relief.
The Torch will live! Yippee!
But the celebration is not exactly unanimous, for the members of the underworld don't share in the enthusiasm.
Heard the news, Baldy? Shut up.
Days later, we find Johnny Storm recuperating in his home. And who is visiting him? Why, none other than the cheery, lovable, polite chap known as the Thing.
I was crazy to promise myself I'd always talk nice to the kid. I withdraw my pledge on the grounds of temporary insanity.
Say, how about the new color TV set Braddock gave me as a makeup present? It's terrific, isn't it, Ben?
Well, as long as you're looking for a payola, sonny boy. If you had any sense of that hollow head of yours, you would have done a favor for some big shot at Fort Knox, where they keep all that gold, see?
Only a loudmouth nut like you would think of something so dopey.
Loudmouth nut, am I? If I didn't love you so much, I'd...
Well, I'm up here. I was about sweeping the floor down there, gruesome. This is one time I won't try to stop them. It's great having everything back to normal again. And that's the end. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. And thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys later.